Okay, welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. It's Jasmine. We're going to do predictions. I've shuffled. I got the cards ready. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want a personal reading, text me with a number down below and I'll get back at you. These are world predictions for 2026 into 2027. We're going to talk about first the AI situation, because of course I've talked about this before and I know that a lot of you are already seeing it. A lot of people using AI for videos like on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and stuff like that. Some of it looks so real that you can't even determine the truth from false. Okay, so that's actually going to be a problem. It's going to turn into a problem. There'll be a lot of fake stuff on the internet, which there already are. There already are a lot of fake stuff on the internet. But then there'll be stuff that's going to cause problems to other people. But it's going to affect people mentally, okay? What I see that the more they use robots, the more they use machines to think with, then critical thinking skills will go down on people, especially professional people that use the critical thinking. Their skills are going to go down mentally because they're going to be relying on all this technology to do the thinking for them. Okay, which in a way is good, but in a way it's bad. So it has its good effects and bad effects. Okay, so lure, we have the Hierophant, which is lure of confirmation that this stuff is coming. There's going to be many choices in how to use the AI. Lots of robots out there, lots of stuff on the internet. People are going to have many choices. Here they are here. Many choices, but some of them aren't so good. You got the dragon, the snake, and one you can't see. So you're going to have to be careful of which application you choose. If you're going to do something online, there's some that could get you in trouble, and just stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes to that. It's going to become a problem. In a way, it's going to be positive, but I'm seeing it more of a problem than positive. Okay, especially with critical thinking, especially with the young people that are growing up. Some people are geniuses. That we have, children to look towards our future for them to be doctors and scientists and stuff like that. But if they're using a lot of this stuff, it affects their critical thinking. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. And they're not going to use that as much to where they're not going to develop, their natural skills that they have, for us. Okay, so that will become a problem. There'll be more on that later, but I am seeing that as well. I'm seeing money that's coming towards people. And I'm thinking this is talking about the stimulus check. Now, Trump has been talking about this all year. Okay. I say don't believe it until it's in your bank account. Because allegedly Trump is a big fat liar. Okay, plain and simple. Okay, big fat liar, plain and simple. So don't believe anything that he says until you actually see it in your bank account and you have that money on the table. Okay. But the terrorists will continue to go on and on. They are making money with that. But I don't see him helping us yet. I don't see him helping us yet. He even wanted to cut off food stamps. This is what I don't get about him. He wants to cut off food stamps, but then he wants to send you $2,000. Like, that doesn't make sense. Where's the balance in that? Why are you cutting off food stamps? There's people that are disabled, that can't work, and there's people that fought in the war to save your life, but then you want to cut off their food supply. Like, that doesn't make sense. Not everyone that doesn't work doesn't get food stamps. There's people that actually need it, like people that fought in the war, people that are disabled and stuff like that, that actually fought, that actually helped our country, and now they need our assistance, and then Trump is allegedly cutting it off. That none of that makes sense to me. Okay, a lot of people be deep in their mind about the war. The war, nuclear threats will still go on. I did predict in a few video predictions that I had like 4 months ago about Venezuela. And now, it's surfacing up in the news about Venezuela. He wants to attack. They want to attack, stuff like that. So there'll be more talk about that. People will be deep in their mind about those type of situations into the next year with war. This is the hermit that goes up on the hill thinking about the war situations like that. It's going to get quite intense to where people will start having fear. And not only that, they're in fear of their financial situation. In the year 2026 is going to be the year where people have the most mental issues because stress is just going to be too much. Stress about where their money is going to come from, where they're going to pay their next bill, where they're going to, feed their children. Because it's going to even get worse than we are now. The prices keep going higher and higher. All these tariff stuff are making prices go up. Gas goes up and down. People can't afford to pay their rent. I see people moving in with each other because they won't be able to afford their rent, so families will move in with each other. They'll have to let their homes go or apartments go, stuff like that, because there's the money's just not there. The shutdown was over, but there'll be talks of a new shutdown that President Trump allegedly will talk about. You'll hear of a second shutdown in the year 2026-27 that he will bring up. He will talk about it. Could possibly happen, but you'll hear him speak of it. Okay, if that happens, then everything's going to go into chaos, and we're going to be in a much worse position than we are now in the United States if there's a second shutdown. Okay, because people are having a hard time recovering from what they lost on the first shutdown, especially government workers. They lost a lot of money, their homes and stuff like that. So if we have a second shutdown, they're not going to be able to catch up. Okay, so a lot of people are going to be in their mind about that. And then I'm seeing these lovers card. Now, this can represent many, many things as far as lovers is concerned, but it can also represent sex trafficking. I'm seeing high sex trafficking coming in the year 2026, especially with young children. So watch your children. Don't turn your back on your kids, wherever you're at the park, at the grocery store, or wherever you're at, because sex trafficking is going to be at the all-time high in 2026-27 because people get desperate for money, and people that haven't done it before will get the idea in their head to start doing something like that. So watch your children. Don't turn your back on your kids or your loved ones. No matter if you're in a grocery store and your kid's inside the shopping cart, don't turn around this way to look at the stuff on the aisle, because if your child's over here, someone can just snatch them up. Wherever you're at, keep your child in your eyesight. Okay, if you're paying at the counter and your child's standing right here next to you, but you don't have your eyes on them, they could be snatched up that quick. It only takes a second to snatch someone. So be on guard with your children. Okay, keep your eye on their children. I'm seeing a tower moment that's coming to the United States. Again, this talks about the war. This is nuclear threats. This one will be more intense than we've seen so far. So you're going to have to be on guard. Watch the news, people. Watch the news, okay? Because it's telling you right there what's coming. I mean, the news is a prediction. It's telling you what's coming. If you pay attention to it, pay attention to what country is fighting with who, you will see what's coming next. There'll be a lot of that. Okay, so pay attention to the news. Okay, I'm seeing a war with Venezuela already. Okay, now next is the Two of Cups in the reverse. I'm seeing the divorce rates will be at its all-time high. Okay, people will be breaking up, divorce rate all-time high. And that's due to money matters. People, whenever there's money involved and couples can't pay their rent or can't pay their bills, they always end up arguing, fighting. This is the card of scattered energy. In the upright is scattered energy, people fighting with each other. They all want the same thing, okay? See, they're all wearing green. Green is peace and calm. Red is passion. Yellow is brand new day. They're in their deep thoughts. But they're fighting each other. They're all throwing out their opinions, but no one's listening to each other. But it's in the reverse. So I'm seeing that there'll be a lot of this going on. And then people will come to an agreement of separation. Okay, so they'll be fighting over bills, why this bill can't get paid, that bill can't get paid. So then they agree to separate, divorce, or go their own separate ways. That will be at an all-time high in 2026-27 because I blame it on Trump. Only because of the tariffs and everything he's doing, it's brought people to the brink of destruction, to the brink of separation, to the brink of low income. You know, everything that he's doing, no food stamps, no healthcare. Healthcare, the premiums are going up and, stuff like that. So it's brought people to the brink of separation. You know, he doesn't understand that, the things he does affects people personally. Okay, it doesn't just affect one or two things. It affects people personally because they can't afford, food. They can't afford to pay this bill or that bill and all that. And then it causes, excuse me, y'all, I got the hiccups. And then it causes havoc in a relationship, in a partnership. And then that havoc causes separation. So that's what I'm seeing, the separation between couples, marriages, people that are together will be at his all-time high in 2026-27 due to the things that he is doing, allegedly. Okay? Jesus. Anyway, that's a short predictions video for 2026-27. Be on guard, y'all, with your children. Please be on guard with your children. I'm seeing an extreme amount of sex trafficking happening in this new year, so be careful with that, because once your kid is gone or someone snatched them, that's it. Most likely you will not get them back or ever find them again. They take them off to other third world countries or other countries and they're sold. So again, watch your children. Thanks for watching, y'all. This is Jasmine from Magic Tarot Cards. If you want that personal reading, text me. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Have them subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.